My name is Judy Keenan. I graduated from Eastern Michigan University in 1980 with a Bachelor of Science degree in Labor Studies Economics and a minor in Management. I went to Eastern because I had a family friend who was going to Eastern who really liked it, and I thought it was a good value university. I also knew that they gave a lot of scholarships, and I was paying for college on my own. It was close to home but far enough away from home, and it had the programs that I wanted to take. I served as the Student Body President at Eastern Michigan University for 2 terms, which was the first time anyone had served for 2 terms. And it was the last 2 years of my study at Eastern. I had started getting involved in student government my very first semester at the college. It's important for students to be involved and have a say in how the university is run, and it was a way of doing service. It was also a way for me to learn and practice leadership skills. The first part of my career, I was a trial lawyer, and I represented injured people and their families. One of the most significant cases that I worked on in that practice was a case against a pharmaceutical company where we won a jury verdict in the northern peninsula of Michigan, and that case was appealed all the way on up the courts. It helped to establish a rule of law in the state of Michigan that pharmaceutical manufacturers had a duty to warn users directly, which had not been the case before, and it was a very significant win for the people of the state of Michigan. When I transitioned my career from private practice, I started working for the federal government at the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and that's the agency that's responsible for enforcing our country's laws prohibiting employment discrimination. And I was a trial attorney with them, but ultimately I became the director for the New York district of the EEOC, which covers all of the New England states. It's a part of the senior executive service. It's the highest level of civilian employment that you can get if you're not a political employee. It's the equivalent of a 1-star general, ambassador, or an admiral. And it was an opportunity for me to try to have a larger impact in making sure that people in the United States are free from employment discrimination. I took an early retirement from my service in the federal government in the summer of 2022 because I think a very important aspect of leadership, and something that I appreciated learning at Eastern from some of my mentors, is you have to know when to leave a place, and I no longer felt that I could be effective in my position. And they often say that if you keep doing things the same way, you're going to get the same results. And I decided I needed a global perspective. So 2 days after I left my job, I had a one-way ticket to go to Europe. And I traveled for 4 months at that time, and it was a really eye-opening experience for me. And I also knew that because I had been doing so many things with one side of my brain, I needed to learn other ways of thinking. So I started taking classes in the arts, in various forms of the arts, not just going to museums, not just being a consumer, but actually starting to create art on my own to try to open my mind up to new ways of being and doing. The most important lesson I learned at Eastern Michigan University was the importance of building coalitions and alliances with diverse groups of people and listening to opinions and perspectives and experiences that were different than my own. Because if you only do one thing, you're not going to get the best. And working with people from across the spectrum gives you the best opportunity to get the best talent. And that was something that I have been able to take with me. And I think it also helped me to continue working in the anti-discrimination field. There's so many people at Eastern to thank, including Larry Smith, who helped to develop the leadership program, Betty White, who was the Dean of Students and the advisor to student government. You know, those were the people at the college who meant a lot to me.